In this video, I'm going to tell you how to create consistent AI characters and AI influencers that look hyper realistic. And as we move forward in this video, we are also going to talk about how to make these consistent characters come to life so you can use them to tell realistic, authentic stories. And if you decide to stick to this video till the end, I'm also going to talk about 4 ways you can use to make money with these AI influencers and consistent characters that we are going to be creating. Because let me be very real. 99% of the creators on internet today give you random ChatGPT prompts that are of no use because you just use those prompts and you can seem cool. But I believe that we should be using AI and generative AI especially to do things in the real world that we can use to our own advantage, to make more money, to make our lives better, and to make our business operations more efficient. So in this video and in all the videos in the future that I'm going to be posting on this channel about AI, you can expect step-by-step real world application of AI. So you can apply it in the real world and you can use it to your advantage. Now, without wasting any time, let's get into it. You see, step number 1 is to essentially create a unique face for our AI influencer or the character that we are trying to build. Now, the thing is that if you go to Midjourney, ChatGPT, or any other tool today, it is very easy to give a very basic prompt and still generate hyper realistic looking images. Every prompt you give will generate an image with hyper realistic environment, hyper realistic background, and also hyper realistic face on the image. But the problem is that with every prompt, the face that you're going to get on these images is going to be different. Now, the problem with that is that even though all these faces, all these images that you generate with prompting are hyper realistic, you cannot use them to tell stories because stories require consistency, and consistency cannot be generated by giving random prompts to ChatGPT, because it doesn't matter how similar your prompt is, there are going to be some inconsistencies in the images that you create. And that's the issue that we fix when we start on a blank canvas, when we actually create a AI influencer, a consistent AI character, and we start by creating the face of our character. And that is why we need to first create a mood board. Now, theoretically, you can go to ChatGPT, you can give very detailed prompt and can generate a new face of your AI influencer. But I would not try to act cool, okay? I'm not a prompt engineer. If you are watching this video, I'm assuming you are also not a prompt engineer. So we would not try to act as prompt engineers. Let's say we are not good enough. And that is why I would love to use visuals to my advantage. I'll give ChatGPT the visuals that I want to generate, that I want to replicate on the face of my consistent characters. So I'm just getting the job done quick. And that is why we start by using the tool called Cosmos.so. Now, Cosmos.so is a mood boarding tool. You can use different tools if you want. You can use Pinterest as well. But I love Cosmos because it gives those editorial vibes, those chic vibes. You know, I'm able to find all the sort of images, all the different aesthetics of the images that I want to use to basically, you know, translate into the model's face that I'm going to be creating, the influencer's face that I'm going to be creating, right? So go to Cosmos and you can just type a keyword as simple as model, right? And it should give you a lot of models, but obviously we need, let's say if you are creating a male model, you can give it a male Russian model, okay? If that's what you want to do, right? And it will give you pictures of a lot of models, which are real world models, okay? And so what you're going to do is you're going to pick the faces that you like and that you want to translate into your consistent character and the AI influencer's face that you are going to be generating. So I've already created a mood board for myself. If I go on my profile, you will see that I've already created a cluster by the name The Muse. So I have around 12 to 15 images over here, and I want my AI influencer to look somewhat like this. Okay, so I've generated all these images. I've not generated all these images. I've just wishlisted all these images, and now I have everything in front of me on one screen in one frame, right? So that's step number 1. Once you are done with this process, second step is to take a screenshot of it. Okay, so I'm just going to be using Apple's screenshot feature that is inbuilt. If you're on Windows, you can just use a random third-party tool or whatever works for you. I take the screenshot, and once I take the screenshot, I will have to go to ChatGPT. I'll upload the screenshot that I have taken, and I'll ask ChatGPT to describe this image for me and give me a prompt that I can use to generate my AI influencer's realistic looking face, right? So I'll ask ChatGPT to, you know, basically define this image for me. Be very specific about the facial expressions, features, hair, body type, and write me a prompt to generate a realistic looking face for my next AI influencer. Okay, so once I do this, ChatGPT would basically go through the image and give me a prompt. That now is a great prompt. So I don't have to write a prompt word by word, because I'm just not good at prompting. Okay, let's say that. And so at the end, if I scroll down, you will see that I have a prompt. Now I just have to copy this prompt, and then I have to go to Reeve.ai, which is step number 3 of us generating realistic looking face of our AI influencer. So I'll go to a tool by the name Reeve.ai. As you can see, I've already generated a lot of faces when I was playing around with this tool in the past. But for the sake of this video and to show you realistically how this works, I'll just paste the prompt we took from ChatGPT and I'll press enter. Now it would take some time and it would generate me 7 to 8 realistic looking faces, and I can just pick one of those faces and I can use that as my AI influencer, right? So as you can see, here are some of the faces that it generated. Right now I am not actually liking all of these faces, and that is why I have played around with the prompt a bit in the past using just ChatGPT itself. So I would choose this one because I've already chosen this one and have generated a lot of images on this face. So for the sake of this video, let's go with this face, right? But now you get a good understanding of how we start on the blank canvas. We are giving ChatGPT the prompt of how I want my AI influencer to look like. Then we use Reeve.ai to generate a realistic looking face. Once that is done, that takes us to step number 2. So we have already aced the first part, which is the most important part of we generating a realistic looking face for our AI influencer or the character we are creating. Because without a consistent, realistic looking face, anything that I'm going to tell you from now onwards is going to be irrelevant. Because without a consistent face, again, as I told you earlier in this video, that anything that you are going to be prompting is going to be generating an image which is inconsistent, and we don't want that, right? So let's say we pick this particular image. You download any image that you want to pick. For example, let's say you want to pick this image or this image or this image. Anything works. Just download that image. That takes us to step number 2. Now we leverage a tool by the name Midjourney, and we use omni reference feature in Midjourney to be very precise. So what I do is I'll just go to Midjourney and I'll show you how this actually works. Now what I'm going to do is, whenever I'm giving any prompt to Midjourney, before that I just need to click over here on this gallery type of icon. I need to click on omni reference and I need to choose the face of my influencer, right, that I have generated from scratch. Now any prompt that I give, it is going to be generating an image that has the face of my AI influencer. Okay, and so let's try to generate some images. Okay, let's say a young woman wearing red dress standing in Florence, soft lights, cinematic shot, nostalgic vibes, let's say that. Okay, and then I'll just let this do its magic. Okay, I'll generate the image. Now we'll just wait for a while, but by the time we are waiting, I'd like to show you some of the images that I have generated for my AI influencer, right? So I'll just scroll very much down. Like I'll go till at the end when I started. Okay, so it will take some time to load because I have generated a lot of images. So okay, so as you can see, this is the face that we generated in the beginning, and then I just used omni reference feature of Midjourney and I was able to generate and replicate, or you could create new images that looks all similar and consistent. So if you see all these 8 images, the face of my character and the influencer remain exactly the same. The impressions, not the impressions, but the expressions are different, which is the beauty of Midjourney's omni reference feature. And then I went mad with it. Okay, I gave prompts like these and I generated this. Like if you see this look real as fuck. Okay, like nobody can tell me that this is not real, right? until unless you already know it. If you look at this looks real as fuck, okay? And if I just edit it in, let's say, Lightroom, add some grains and textures to it, it would look even more realistic. And that's the beauty of we starting from blank canvas and generating a face of AI influencer from scratch. And that is how we stand out in the world, where we are not just another person using AI to look cool, but we are actually creating something that is valuable, right? If you see this look realistic, right? And the face remains the same. And I've played around a lot with it. I can basically show you hundreds of images that I've generated with the same face. Some of them look bad, I would not lie, but some of them are really good, right? And the more you play around with it, the better images you're able to generate. So if you see this one, this look real, this look, kind of cinematic, this look have that warm feel to it. So I absolutely love how omni reference feature in Midjourney actually works. Okay, now one of the major problems with Midjourney is that as soon as you try to create a visual which is zoomed out, where it is not zoomed in on your model's face, it creates inconsistencies, right? And you cannot solve that on Midjourney. And that is why you need to train custom models like Fal.ai, or you have to use tools like Comfy UI. And that obviously is not in the scope of this video. If you want to learn this in a lot more depth, if you want to master the art of generative AI and use it to market your business or your brand, please join the Journey Club. You'll find the link in the description. We have a lot of modules around AI and marketing that would allow you to learn all these tools in a lot more depth, right? But if you're just starting out, if you're just playing around with it, Midjourney is more than enough. It gets the job done if you are actually prompting properly, right? As you can see, I've generated my model in all sort of different environments and everything looks more or less realistic. Now let's quickly scroll up and see the image that we have generated right now. Okay, as you can see, right? This is our AI influencer. She looks real. She looks real. This one looks real. It again was a bit zoomed out, and that is why you will see some inconsistencies coming over there. But if you just play around with it, if you give it, let's say, zoomed in shot, it would create images that are hyper realistic. Okay, and the more you play around with it, the better images you are able to generate. So now you can just replicate this face across different worlds, in Florence, in Paris, in a studio, on a random street in Mumbai, or just sitting in her bedroom on the side of the pool. You could do all sort of stuff if you are just playing around with it, right? So now we have a realistic looking AI influencer and a consistent character that you can use for different use cases. That completes the first part of this video, where we talked about how we can generate consistent looking characters and AI influencers that look hyper realistic. But what are we going to do with just images? We live in the world of media, we live in the world of videos, and that is why without we being able to create realistic looking videos, these images are not that useful. Just be real, okay? So now I'm going to show you exactly how I use these images to generate hyper realistic looking videos that I can use for different use cases. I can use these videos to create ads for my D2C brand. I can use these videos to create UGC ads, and we are going to be talking about that in detail in the last part of this video. But for now, let's talk about how we can generate videos from these images, okay? So as you can see on the screen, I'm using a tool by the name FloraFauna.ai. Okay, now I'm not going to be talking about this tool in detail for the sake of this video, because this tool is pretty much the culmination of all the text-based, audio-based, and video-based AI models that you find outside. It just allows you to play around with all those models on just one black infinite canvas. Okay, you don't have to use this tool. Once you have generated images from Midjourney the way I showed you in the first part of this video, now you have the image. Now you just have to basically animate that image. Now you need to create a video from that image. For that, the best mod, there are a lot of free models you could use. You could use VO3, you could use Kling, you could use Seedance, you could use Flux, you could use a lot of models, right? But I feel Kling is superior when it comes to creating hyper realistic looking videos from the images that are editorial. Right now, when I say editorial, I mean when your model is created in a space where there is nothing going on in the background, right? If there are a lot of things going on in the background, then Flux might not be, or the Kling might not be the best platform or a tool for you to create videos, right? But if you are trying to create cinematic movies on your models, then you probably would want to create videos using a tool like Veo, right? So this is not the video where we are going to be covering all these different tools that I'm talking about. I just want to show you how I created videos from the images that I have, right? So as you can see, this is the face we chose for our AI influencer. Now I just prompted show she is posing for a photo shoot, camera slowly panning in and zooming onto her face. She is slowly moving her head up as she maintains eye contact with the camera. Okay, so from this image that you see on the left or right to this video is insane. It just blows my mind. It looks so freaking real that I just cannot even believe my own eyes, right? So, and for this, I have chose the model Kling 2.1, as you can see, Kling. So I can use all the different video models over here and I can play around with it and I can A/B test. But for the sake of simplicity, you can just go to Kling and you can create a video from the image that you have created for your AI influencer, right? So this is insane. This looks real, right? Another one that I create, for example, let's say if you are a D2C brand that sells sunglasses, okay? I generated this model's image with sunglass of one random dummy picture that I had, and then I basically created a video out of it. As you can see, look at this, look at the detailing, look at her opening and closing her eyes. It looks so goddamn real. Now I can just swap the sunglasses, I can have different angles, her side profile, her, I can zoom out, I can do a drone shot, I can do whatever the hell I want, and I can create a banger ad for a D2C company that sells sunglasses. Okay, so as you can see, the prompt here is a model with long auburn hair, adjust a black leather jacket, clear framed glasses sit on her face as she closes and opens her eyes subtly. The camera slowly zooms in, focus on the glasses and her face. Her shirt is satin, a studio light creates soft glow, her makeup is clean and natural, blah 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 blah, right? The video has a cinematic quality capturing details in 4K, right? And it looks real, right? I can generate 10 different videos like these. I can hype edit them in Premiere Pro or a random video editor with very trending music, and here I go. I have an ad that I can use for my own company if I am a D2C brand, or I can sell that to a D2C company if I run an agency, right? So this is pretty much the idea, guys, in terms of how you can make your AI influencers come to life. So that completes the second part of this video. Now, last but not the least, most important part of the video, let's talk about how you can use these AI influencers, these consistent characters, to actually make money for yourself. What are the business models you can choose? What are the services you can sell? What are the different use cases that you can use to make money, right? Let's get into it. Okay, so now I want to talk about 4 important ways that I feel you can use generative AI and everything that I've showed you to make a lot of money on the internet. See, the thing is that every 18-year-old, every 20-year-old today is obsessed by creating a social media marketing agency or a content agency. But I feel if you are young, if you're just growing up, if you have so many things to explore, do not focus on things that people used to start 10 years ago and make a lot of money. Today we live in the world of AI, and I feel you should keep your eyes open. You should observe the world more closely and see what are the different opportunities and possibilities that you can grab, right, to make a lot more money. SMM is the thing of the past. Okay, obviously you can start it today and make a lot of money still, but I feel if you do something creative today with AI, you can make a lot more money really fast. So first way to make a lot of money with this is AI influencers. Okay, so imagine you creating these influencers, you having the capability of generating them in different environments, creating different type of videos using their face. You could become a storyteller and you can write the story of an AI influencer from absolute scratch. Okay, and this is not something that I'm just telling you for the sake of telling you. There are a lot of people who have already been creating their AI models that look so realistic that you would not believe your eyes. Okay, so I'll show you some of the examples so you do not feel like I'm just kind of trying to play around with you. Okay, so as you can see over here, this is an AI influencer by the name Olivia Roa, right? You open her images, you look at this video, this looks freaking real. Okay, she's standing on a road, wherever she's standing, I don't know, but if you scroll right, you see some of the images. She's sitting on this, very retro type of vibe, where there is leather couch, brown color. She's sitting with a full coat with leather gloves. She looks real. This is an AI influencer. She's not real. She's being generated by a person like me, or maybe somebody who is just like you, sitting in the corner of your room in a small city. God knows who you are, right? But the idea is that you're able to generate these AI influencers, post their pictures and videos on Instagram, and she has 25,000 followers, probably more than 99% of the people watching this video, right? Now she can do brand deals, right? She can create UGC content for different brands. So that's the first way, guys. Okay, let me just keep it here. You can generate AI influencers, post about their story consistently on Instagram, and boom, you will have people following you, because it's not looking fake, it's looking real. She's looking real. And then you can just put random captions. Okay, you can create a story. You could be like, hey, I'm just graduating high school, now I'm going to be moving out. Hey, now I've joined this coffee shop, I'm working here. So you can create narrative arcs. You can create different stories for different influencers, get following, build distribution, and collaborate with brands. Okay, this is not something that is woo-woo. A lot of people are already doing it and making a lot of money. So that's number one, creating AI influencers to making money. Okay, second most important business that I feel you can start using generative AI is by selling D2C ads to D2C companies. Now you need to understand that every D2C company today rely on meta ads to scale. Now the beauty is that meta ads now is at a stage where everything is handled, targeting and all sort of stuff is handled by Meta, because their AI is so good, their algorithm is really good. And that is why the only thing that makes or breaks any brand's advertising campaign is the ad creative that they test. Okay, and when it comes to ad creative, you can create insanely realistic looking ad creative that looks like $1 million ads using AI. Now, I'm not going to be showing you exactly how to do that. I'll leave that for the sake of another video. But there are tools like Higgsfield. There are tools like Midjourney. There are different models inside Higgsfield like Soul, like consistent characters that you can use to create D2C ads that looks second to none. You would not be able to tell if they are real or not. Now, when it comes to creating these ads, just knowing how to use these tools is not enough. First of all, you need to create a consistent character like I showed you. That's number one. Number two, you need to know how to use tools like Photoshop, how to use tools like Premiere Pro, how to use tools like Lightroom. So you're able to make these AI characters look even more realistic, and you're actually able to create something valuable that is sellable. If you're just going to be prompting to on ChatGPT and asking it to create an ad for a eyewear brand or a makeup brand, it is going to be creating a generic ad that they themselves can create. So there is no creativity that you are bringing on the table. The beauty and the money is to be made when you are able to use all these different tools in culmination to create something unique, to bring your unique vision as a creative to life, right? But I feel if you're able to create good D2C ads, which is very much possible by using all these tools, and I'm also going to be creating another video on this in the future. But yeah, you can use tools like Higgsfield. You can create an AI influencer with a, let's say, I don't know, a sunglass. You can swap that sunglass using Higgsfield, and now this AI influencer out of nowhere is wearing your brand sunglass, right? And then you can create a video from that image in different angles. You can edit it in Premiere Pro, and boom, here you go. You have an ad in front of you that the brand can test on Meta ads and see if their ROAS, return over ad spend, improve or not, right? So that second opportunity that I feel would allow a lot of people to make a lot of money if done the right way. And it is already happening. H&M already fired, I don't know, like thousands of their models. You know, a lot of big companies have already started creating their own AI consistent characters that they can use to replicate in different advertising campaigns. So if you go to the market, if you do your research, you would know that it is already happening. Okay, number three, and I feel the most important one, and is again going to be making a lot of money to a lot of people. And if you're watching this, you should think about starting an agency like this, where you go to D2C brands, you tell D2C brands that we are going to be creating 5 different AI influencers or models for you, AI models for you, and every product that you have, it could be a perfume, it could be a dress, it could be a cap, it could be a sunglass. We are going to be doing a AI-led, AI leveraged studio photo shoot for your brand. So you do not have to pay $10,000, $20,000 to photo shoot agencies, and you can always experiment with different type of photo shoots on the models that look realistic. Okay, so for example, if I go back and I talk about this one thing that we created, I'm really sorry, but let me see where I was talking about recreating a video, right? So if you see some of the images that I created for me creating videos out of those images, these looks editorial, right? Like if you go to a D2C company's website that sells sunglasses, you would not be shocked if you find a picture like this of a model wearing sunglasses. It's a very generic, you know, on the book type of a shot, right? So I can easily create this using AI. If you see this shot, if I'm a D2C company and I sell clothes for women, and if I can create an AI influencer or an AI model that wear that company's clothes, boom, like there is a lot of value in that, and I can sell that as a service to a lot of D2C companies, right? But that's like the third way you can make a lot of money using generative AI. Last but not the least, I feel UGC ads is going to be massive when it comes to, you know, getting a lot of value from these generative AI tools. If you go to, let's say, a tool like Hixfield today, you can create an image of your model with a perfume in hand, and you can then animate that image where your influencer or your character is saying that, hey, I completely love this perfume, I bought this yesterday and I love the smell of it, you should definitely try it, right? So I feel UGC is going to be completely shifting towards the side of AI UGC, and people would not even care, right? So today itself you can generate 5-10 different type of AI models for any D2C company. You can ask them to send you their products. You can generate these AI images with realistic influencers, and you can create ads, UGC ads, where you're basically talking about the features of their products, and you are giving them, you know, authentic reviews in terms of how good the product is, or how to use the product, or how to unpack the product, and all sort of things. It is impossible for me to show you everything here right now, right? I'll create some of the videos in the future, or if you want to learn AI leveraged marketing in a lot more detail, consider joining the Journey Club. Journey Club is a community of online creatives and entrepreneurs that are trying to build a career or scale a career on the internet. We talk everything from agency building, from building a personal brand, positioning, leveraging AI to do marketing and to make money. So we have a lot of videos like these that we have planned for the future. So again, consider joining Journey Club. We already have 170 to 180 members inside. We do quarterly retreats, we do monthly dinners across some of the major cities in the country. And I'm sure if you are somebody like me who love to build on the internet and make internet money, you will absolutely love it. That's it for this video. I hope you like this. If you did, please smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll talk to you in the next video. Bye bye.